Hello, everyone. Welcome to the NYESS YouTube channel. I am Jennifer Simonite, and I will be sharing key elements of the Supplemental Security Income Program. In this short video, I will explain what is NYESS, Supplemental Security Income, the eligibility process for SSI, including categorical criteria, financial criteria, residential and citizenship criteria. We'll talk about what is income and how SSI calculates earnings and income. We will then talk a little bit about even though if a person is receiving SSI benefits, why employment is a good thing. And we will also then leave you with additional resources if you want to dive a little deeper into this topic. So what is NYESS? NYESS is the New York State Employment Services System. It is a statewide partnership of multiple state agencies. We are a collaborative employment services case management system. We are a primary employment services data source and a way to connect individuals to local ticket to work employment networks. Yet our primary focus is being a resource for all things related to employment. NYESS operates under a whole person philosophy and the Employment First framework, which emphasizes that all individuals, even those with the most significant disabilities, can achieve competitive integrated employment and a higher quality of life. Our goal is to connect people to jobs, supports, benefits, and services in a coordinated way. New York is very fortunate to have a diverse and collaborative system of state agencies who support individuals with disabilities in all areas of their life, and specifically employment. So let's get started on discussing the Supplemental Security Income Program. I'd like to begin with defining what the Supplemental Security Income Program is. SSI is a federal program run by the Social Security Administration, or SSA. It provides monthly cash payments to people who are age 65 or older, disabled, or blind, and who have limited income and resources. SSI is not based on an individual's work history. It's a needs-based program funded by general tax revenue. And the program is intended to provide eligible individuals with a minimum income to meet their basic needs, such as food and shelter. The eligibility for SSI. To be eligible for SSI, a person must meet specific criteria established by the Social Security Administration. And SSA has three main categories of criteria a person must meet to be eligible. These criteria are the categorical criteria, meaning an individual must be either age 65 or older, be disabled adult or child, or be blind. They also must meet financial criteria, meaning they have little or no income or resources and meet certain residential and citizenship criteria. So let's go a little further into the categorical criteria for aged and adults with disabilities. To meet this criteria, a person must be at least 65 years of age or be 18 years of age and have a disability as defined by SSA. SSA considers an adult to have a disability if they are unable to engage in any substantial gainful activity, also known as SGA, due to any medical, determinable physical or mental impairment that has lasted or is expected to last for at least 12 consecutive months. or is terminal. The Social Security Administration also has categorical criteria for children with disabilities. SSA considers a child eligible for SSI if they are under the age of 18 and have a severe medically determinable physical or mental impairment that limits their ability to engage in age-appropriate activities at home, in childcare, school, or in the community. And it has lasted or is expected to last at least 12 consecutive months, or their condition may be expected to be terminal. Additionally, their earnings may not exceed the substantial gainful activity limits. So what is substantial gainful activity, or SGA? In the previous slides, part of the categorical criteria definition of eligibility included a reference to SGA. The Social Security Administration defines substantial gainful activity as work activity which produces earnings that demonstrates a person's ability to perform at a certain level of employment. Work may include work performed for pay or profit, work intended for profit, whether or not it's profitable or not, and work performed on a full or part-time basis. So when SSA is reviewing a person's eligibility for SSI, in addition to the person having a disability, an important thing to be aware of is the significance of a person's ability to work and perform at a certain level of work. The evaluation of SSA is nuanced, and they will determine SGA and have the ability to deduct certain types of income called income exclusions, and also impairment related work expenses. These exclusions may reduce the amount of income counted by SSA in calculating a person's ability to work at the substantial gainful activity level. If you're interested in learning more about these exclusions and work incentives, we have a specific video on SSI work incentives located on our YouTube channel. However, to put it simply, SGA is primarily measured by monthly income. If a person earns more than the established limit, it may impact the eligibility and/or amount the person would be eligible to receive. In 2026, the Social Security Administration set the following monthly SGA limits: $1,690 per month for individuals with disabilities who are non-blind, and $2,830 per month for individuals who are blind. The third and last categorical criteria SSA has established is criteria for individuals who are blind. SSA's definition of individuals who are blind are an individual of any age, an individual has 20/200 or less vision in the better eye with the use of corrective lenses, or that has tunnel vision of 20 degrees or less. SSA has also established financial eligibility criteria. To be financially eligible for SSI, a person must have income and resources within certain limits. The SSI income standard is equal to the SSI federal benefit rate, or FBR, which is the maximum monthly SSI payment available under the program. And these rates typically will increase every year. In our current year, we're in 2026, the time of this recording, the resource limit for a single individual is $2,000 and $3,000 for individuals with a spouse. And the federal benefit rate, FBR, is $994. Now, in addition, New York State provides people with an $87 state supplemental income. So the maximum monthly benefit may be as high as $1,081 per month in New York. In addition, in most states, if a person is eligible for SSI, they are automatically eligible for Medicaid. In New York State, all supplemental security income SSI recipients are eligible to receive Medicaid. The last eligibility criteria SSA has established is the residential and citizenship criteria. To meet this criteria, a person must be a U.S. citizen or national living in one of the 50 states, the District of Columbia, or the Northern Mariana Islands. This does not apply to children with disabilities whose parents are military personnel or to students temporarily abroad. There are some non-citizens that may be eligible for SSI, but must meet certain criteria established by the Department of Homeland Security. So for more information, please refer to the SSI Non-Citizens publication, and there is a link here in this presentation for you to access. So now that we know what criteria SSA looks for in determining the eligibility for SSI, which are, to sum up, the categorical criteria, the financial criteria, and residential citizenship criteria, let's learn more about what SSI considers income and why that matters. So what is income? Income is any item an individual receives in cash or in kind that can be used to meet his or her needs for food or shelter. Income includes the receipt of any item which can be applied either directly or by sale or conversion to meet those basic needs of food and shelter. So the SSA, or the Social Security Administration, has 4 distinct types of income they consider when calculating how much SSI a person may be eligible for. These 3 income types are earned income, which are wages or net earnings from self-employment, certain royalties, honoraria, or sheltered workshop payments. There's unearned income, and that's all income that is not earned, such as Social Security benefits, pensions, state disability payments, unemployment benefits, interest income, dividends, and cash from friends and relatives. And there's also in-kind income, which is food, shelter, or both that a person receives for free or for less than its fair market value. And there's also deemed income, which is the part of the income of a person's spouse with whom they live, or their parents with whom they live, or a sponsor if they are a non-citizen. So all of these types of income are considered when SSI benefits are calculated. How SSA calculates earnings and income. So understanding income and how it is counted is important to know because it influences eligibility and how much SSI a person may receive. The Social Security Administration does not count all income the person has. They have what is called income exclusions for earned income and unearned income. In addition, a person may be eligible to utilize other work incentives, which decrease the amount of earned income SSA counts toward calculating their benefits. Again, for more information on these work incentives, you can check out our short video on that. These exclusions and work incentives are designed to encourage people to work while protecting their benefits. They are intended to assist a person in gradually transitioning off benefits. So that will bring us to why is employment a good idea? Employment is a good idea. Working on supplemental security income, or SSI, is considered good because work is a social determinant of health. And social determinants of health are all the factors in a person's life, like their conditions in which, the places that they're living or where they're learning or where they work, where they may socialize or play. And all of those things impact their health risks and outcomes. So work positively impacts all of those areas, and specifically the physical health, mental health, and certainly their financial health. And working creates, a way for people to develop their social networks, have meaningful life roles, which we all want, right? And we want to have purpose and self-worth, and overall employment provides an improved quality of life. So that concludes our quick discussion on SSI and why work is a good thing. If you would like to learn more about any of these topics we talked about today, we have a few resources that you might be interested in. We have a way to access our New York Employment Services System homepage. There is the SSA Red Book, which discusses all things about work incentives and a guide to Social Security benefits. Information on will I lose Medicaid if I work? And as I mentioned before, if you want to check out more information, we have our NYESS YouTube channel. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us at NYESS. We're always here to help. Thank you for listening, and we hope that you found this